I've had these yearlings locked up here in the bullpen for probably the past 2 weeks while they got over their pink eye infection. I wanted to keep them here in case I needed to doctor them again, and just to be able to more closely monitor their progress and make sure that things are moving the right way. And after 2 weeks, I would say that everybody is looking much better and they're ready to go back home. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Up we go. Now that I got everybody in the chute, I'm gonna get the trailer backed up, and today I wanna try to load them out of the little corral here itself. Main reason being is that I started backing up to my loading chute and there was a bunch of weeds there, so when I went to go over and chop those with a shovel, I started getting attacked by wasps. There's a huge wasp nest right at the end of the loading chute, so it would really make it difficult to run them in there and close the gate and do everything that we've got to do without getting stung. So I'm gonna try to load them up out of here. If it just is not working or we're having trouble, then I can go track down some spray, try to, do all that. But I think they'll load here. They seem like they want to get in the trailer, so that's what we're gonna try. I got the gate tied open here, so as I'm letting them out of the chute, they can kind of get used to looking at this, and by the time we get them all through, hopefully there'll be not too much of a problem to get them to jump up in there. I wanted to send them all through the chute one more time before we head back over there, because I think the heifers are actually fine. They're not probably gonna need anything. But the steers, I might need to re-glue some patches, maybe just give them another shot of medicine as long as I've got them right here. He actually looks a lot better. So we will go ahead and re-glue that patch because it's starting to come off. Get some hay stuck in there too. Get you some fresh glue and then you'll be done. That ought to stay. See what you got going here. You look much better. I'll leave your patch on. She looks really good. I mean, I got half of mine to just tear that patch off for her, but we'll leave it on. We'll let it fall off on its own, just because even though she does look like she's healed up pretty good, I'm not sure if she's still sensitive to light. So we'll just kind of let that process happen as it normally would, and there's really no need to doctor her though. He actually looks a lot better than he did before. He doesn't look as good as the other steer, but regardless, I think just one more shot of the powder will re-glue the patch and then he ought to be fine. I just want to look at you. I just want to get a look at you. That's it. Much, much better. In fact, she looks so good, I'm not even going to glue that patch. You see that? It wasn't so bad, was it? After getting a close look at everybody, I feel confident that my decision to take them back to the steer pasture is the right one. So now let's see if my decision to try to load them out of this working corral was the right one. As I have been messing with them in the chute, the ones that are out here have kind of been in and out of that trailer. So I think we're gonna be good here. But you know, this is just something that I've never really tried in this spot before. So I don't know how it's gonna go. Now you see that was too easy. I feel like I should have had to work a little bit harder than that. We're here. I guess the other cows are here somewhere. Well, there they go. You know, when I was letting them out, I realized I got kind of a big gap on this side and kind of a big gap on the other side, but fortunately they saw the grass and they went for it. All right, let me get this trailer turned around and out of the way. We'll walk down there, make sure everybody finds everybody and see how they're doing. Driveway's clear. Now we can come out here. I hate to leave my truck parked like that. You know, odds are nobody's gonna be driving up there, but if they did, you know, I'd be blocking the entire road. So you always want to be mindful of those sort of things, but especially when you're renting property, you don't want to make yourself a nuisance. Looks good. We're in for some real hot weather here, so I just want to check on the water. I check on the water all the time anyway, but especially when the weather's going to be like this. Well, everyone's reunited. Well, I think that's that. Everybody seems happy to see each other again. The Bismarck bull seems especially happy to see two new heifers. We're back home now, and it is set to be a pretty hot afternoon, and I've been thinking about, like, what can I do? What's a good job to do when it's going to be that hot? And then I had the idea that this would be a great day to clean out the stock trailer. I've been trying to be better about that. It's not a job that's really easy to motivate yourself to do. Although on a day like today, when we're going to be well over 100 degrees, it doesn't actually sound that bad. And as you can see, it needs it. The last time I used the pressure washer, it was having some issues. It didn't want to stay running, and I figure it was a fuel problem. So I think what I will do is I'll hook the hose up to it. I'll try it again. If it's still having issues, then my guess is the carburetor's got some junk in it. I know with a small gas engine, 99% of your problems are either a dirty carburetor or a bad spark plug. But I guess before I go pressure washing or trying to pressure wash, I need to rake all the hay out of here. The pressure washer would have got most, maybe all of that if I would have sat there and sprayed on it long enough, but the shovel is certainly faster. So we'll clean this out best I can, and then I want to pull these mats out and clean out underneath the mats. I have a feeling there is a lot of old manure under there. When I wash it, the pressure washer almost certainly gets manure under those mats, and I don't always take them out when I wash the trailer because they are a serious pain to get in and out of here. And you know, I'm kind of conflicted about the mats. I might just leave them out. We'll see. But let's do what we got to do before we even get to that point, because we're not there yet. Off to a great start, are we? The issue. So that's pretty much what it's been doing. It runs fine for a little bit, and then once you try to start using it, it just kind of acts like it doesn't get enough fuel. There's a blockage or a restriction somewhere, I'm guessing. Nothing can be easy, right? I guess we'll start at the air cleaner. It's nice and clean. All right, well, there it is. Well, pretty much all carburetors are mostly the same. You got a float and a needle valve. So if you pull this pin out, you can get the float and the needle valve out. Just don't drop it. I'll pull out the jet here. Or so I think. There it is. This would be a place for a clog to occur, but it looks clean. We'll blow it out anyway. With what's left, the body of the carburetor here, I'll just come through and spray carburetor cleaner in all the ports, blow some compressed air through there, and it should be good after that. Well, I'm sure I probably edited a lot of this out because what I'm doing is so small and detailed that the GoPro just really can't capture it. So just to kind of summarize, got the carb off, cleaned it out. It was pretty dirty in there, so hopefully that was our issue. Everything is back together now. Let's throw some more gas in here and start this up and see if we did any good. Just an air bubble. strange. It was running perfectly for a minute. What in the world is going on here? That is so weird. Why would it do that? Well, I guess we don't have it solved yet, and that's just kind of what it does. It runs good for a few minutes, like nothing at all is wrong, and then suddenly it just starts spitting and sputtering and got no power, and then it just dies. So we know the carburetor's clean. It's obviously getting spark. It's able to run. The only thing I can think is maybe the gas is bad. So I'm gonna try to pour the gas out that's in there. We'll put some fresh in there, and if that doesn't fix it, then I don't know. Then I got to start getting out the more complex tools, I guess. Gas looks clean. It doesn't smell bad or anything like that, so I'm kind of not real optimistic that this is going to fix anything, but it's an easy thing that we can try. I give up. Okay, I know I said I would give up if that didn't work, but you know, I gotta just look at the spark plug, I guess. Here's the thing, an engine needs 3 things to run: fuel, air, and spark. We know we're getting fuel. We should be getting air. The air filter is clean. Ooh, that's hot. The only thing we haven't really looked at is spark. Maybe the spark plug is a little bit nasty. We're gonna take a look and find out. I mean, that plug looks pretty good to me. I don't know what's going on with this thing. All right, I got a old plug here out of my Suzuki dirt bike. We're gonna try that. At this point, we got nothing to lose. Not off to a good start, are we? You know, there's no guarantee that plug is actually any good. I have a habit of keeping things. Well, fast forward a couple of days, as I was going back and watching the footage that you just saw, the camera overheated and I missed a ton of stuff that I thought I had filmed. If you use a GoPro much, you know what I'm talking about. So let me get you caught up to speed. I think in that last clip you saw that I did get the pressure washer to start on that new spark plug, and it was kind of running just the same. It was cutting out, kind of felt like it didn't have power. So I just started spraying the inside door here, and I thought, well, I'll just get as much done as I can while it's running, and when it dies, and we'll go back to the drawing board. And the more I used it, the better it started running, and wouldn't you know, we ended up getting the whole thing cleaned out. I actually don't think the spark plug is what was the problem, because it would be very strange for the engine to start running rough and then to just kind of get better on its own. I mean, a spark plug is not gonna improve. If anything happens with a spark plug, it's gonna get worse. So I'm just kind of thinking that maybe I still had some of the bad gas in the carburetor, and it just took time for that to run out, and then once it did, it ran perfectly. But I will still need to use this some more on this project, because I still want to pull these floor mats out of the trailer and wash underneath the floor mats. So this will kind of be the test, I guess, to see if we're back in business with the pressure washer or not. I have very mixed feelings about the stall mats being in the trailer, because they are really hard to get in and out. They're just not easy to handle. Maybe if I put some C-clamps on them, at least I'll have something to hold on to. You can see how much manure gets trapped underneath the stall mats, and that's a big reason why I don't like them. But I leave them in here because the traction lugs on the floor go crossways. So we're gonna find out right now, because I am gonna pressure wash this out without the mats in. But I feel like if the traction lugs were going long ways, it would wash out a lot better. Also, like with the mats in here, it washes out easy because the mats are flat. Those mats definitely trap a lot of manure under there. I didn't actually realize that it was gonna be this bad. So let's get this cleaned up, see if the pressure washer works, and that'll be probably the cleanest this trailer has ever been. All right, well, there you have it. I think I'm gonna let this dry out before I do anything, but I'm kind of leaning towards just forget the mats, because while it is a lot harder to clean out this way, you actually do get it clean. With the mats, it might look clean, but there's a lot of stuff hiding underneath that, you know, if it sits there long enough, can cause damage. This trailer is a 2001, so it's over 20 years old and it's still kicking. And it's had mats the whole time, so maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts. Mats, no mats? What do I need to do here? Well, I feel pretty good about this. I really accomplished two things. Not only did I get the stock trailer cleaned out really well, but I got the pressure washer working again. And whether that has something to do with the new spark plug, the fresh gas, or the clean carburetor, I'm not really sure. Might be a combination of all of those things, but at any rate, it's working again, and that's good. I think we're gonna call this one here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.